s'était effondré
Pendant l'expo?
Bah ouais, parce qu'il était qu'au scotch en fait.
Ah.
Il n'y avait pas de colle. Et donc, avec la chaleur de la pièce, il s'est effondré et on avait l'impression vraiment que c'était un fossile, tu sais. On venait de le trouver au milieu du sable.
Ah ouais. Ah, c'est dommage. Mais bon,
Bah, c'est pas grave.
ça donnait...
J'allais leur envoyer les photos que j'avais faites quand il était entier.
Ouais, ça donnait cool quand même.
Que...
Ok.
Elles ont failli partir avec la tête, mais elle était énorme.
Ah,
Donc, c'est les garçons qui m'avaient fait le serpent, ils sont partis avec la tête.
d'accord. Et le reste était trop gros ou ça tenait vraiment pas?
C'était long, c'était compliqué à transporter, donc ils ont pris que la tête.
Ok,
Donc, ils étaient d'accord pour se la prêter, tu vois.
d'accord.
Ils sont bêtes.
Ils se la prennent, ils vont faire quoi? Ils vont se la passer l'un l'autre?
Je sais pas. C'est ça, une semaine sur deux.
Hey Sander! Thanks. Thanks, man. Well, I haven't been crafting for quite a long time because I had a lot of work and paint to do. A lot of miniatures to paint. That's why I didn't put up any tutorial. Both because I had quite a lot of work lately. And also because painting miniatures takes time, but I was procrastinating on these miniatures for too long and I want to use them on my game. So, well, I've started painting them. I've painted one or two of them during live streams like this one, and I've almost completed this one. So tell me if the image is good, because I had some viewers that told me that the quality of the image wasn't good. So tell me if it's okay, the focus and the quality of the image. But thanks for your support. I'll probably do some new tutorials. I'm about to be in holidays, so I might have a little more time to do some tutorials. It's not sure, but I both didn't have the time or didn't want to do any tutorials lately. But I'm glad you appreciate them. That's why I made them, to be useful for the crafters out there. And so I'm gonna paint this this character right here. Actually has quite an important role in the campaign I'm currently hosting with some of my friends. And he's about finished, almost finished, but there are some minor things here and there I want to do. I want to work on the horse a little bit. Video is good, nice. So I want to work. The cape isn't finished completely, so thought I might finish it. The highlights are a bit strong compared to the undertone. I'm still thinking about putting some kind of. I want this the cloth on the horse to be separated. It's partly black and partly yellowish ivory. It's intended, it's a common pattern during Middle Ages. I've already done the highlights on the horse. I don't know if you see it, but it came out pretty good. It's not 100% done, but although leather work has to be done yet, I've only done the midtones. Obviously, at the end, I'll do the base, and I've still got some highlights to put here and there. But mostly the work is done. I've got some many minor tweaks to put on. So, if you just drove by to say hello and thank me for my vids, you are very welcome. If you want to hang out or do something else, craft or paint on your side and stay here, you're very welcome to do so. I'm just gonna paint a little bit, and we'll see where it goes. I probably won't finish it because I'm very perfectionist, or maybe I'll get bored of this one and I want to paint something else. There's something I really want to paint, is this Ankeg here. But because I really want to do something special with him and I want to test some color schemes. But I don't really need the Ankeg for my game. So I really should focus on my other miniatures like this one. And of course I'm gonna do a base afterwards. That's gonna be a lot more interesting with rocks and stuff like that, and obviously some static grass. But yeah, I really like this miniature. It comes from Fireforge. It's the Mounted Surgeons, and I built this one up to look as a crossbowman. A mounted crossbow, man. Yeah. So, I think I'm gonna start with the cape. And we'll see where it goes from there. So, I obviously need some blue, and I need this kind of blue, I think. Okay, it's all dry. So I'm gonna take some deep blue, I think. So, anyway, I don't know if you're still there, but what are you up to? What are you crafting these days? Did you show your work somewhere on the Tabletop Crafter Guild? Maybe you did, huh? Your name rings a bell, but we're so numerous on the Crafting Guild. I really can't put any crafting on your name. So, if you're crafting something from where you are, tell me. I'm interested. And yeah. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try to make sure that the shadows of the cape aren't too strong, because it was actually a little too how do you say, contrasted? No. Yeah, the contrast was a little too strong for me. Just getting the supplies ready. Yeah, definitely need some supplies. But are you willing to craft, or because you could also, you know, buy some stuff? So, but I guess if you are on my channel, you're willing to craft some stuff. Honestly, it's the most it's very funny to do, but be careful, however, because all the time you spend crafting is time you don't spend playing. So I think you really have to find a good balance between the two of them. Of course, everything you craft can be used during gameplay, so it's never lost. But it takes time, you know. And doing tutorials obviously took some time just for, you know, the editing, and that's sometime uh, I couldn't use actually playing D&D or, you know, RPGs. So that's also a reason why there aren't a lot of new tutorials lately. But don't worry, there'll be new ones. I just have to find a good idea sometime. I had a few ideas, but nothing, you know, groundbreaking, so I didn't really spend the time to do so, you know. And I have nothing very interesting to show, I try not to do it. Of course, I'm saying this, but at the same time, I'm just showing live streams of me painting. But hey, you know, you have to make sure the channel still lives, and you have to put out some content. And a public group playing D&D, so yeah, yeah, I hear ya. Definitely. Yeah, lately I had a little problem both crafting. I didn't craft or, you know, very much these days. I really spend more time painting and obviously working. So these days it was more about work. And before that, when the channel was very frequently feeded with content, with tutorials, I had less time because obviously of the tutorials and all the editing. So, but it's good you have groups, you know, private group and a public group playing D&D. What do you mean by private group and in a public group playing D&D? Public group playing D&D. What do you mean a public group? Oh, like some kind of place many groups like gather to play together. That's what you mean. Like in you know, stores, like I don't know, Games Workshop or stuff like that. Like a place where several people, several groups meet to play, like an area. I'm not sure exactly what you mean. Okay. And public are just like guys you hang out to play, but you don't know them Very well. Okay. I play with my close friends, and the dudes are really, you know, didn't really. Maybe some of them did play played some RPGs before, but they're new to the game basically. So, but they're really, they're fun to play with when they're not drunk, at least. Um, but having a group is cool. Yeah. Okay. A club. Yeah. Okay. I got it. Where are you from? Also. Sorensen. Aren't you coming from somewhere like Finland or maybe Swedish? I don't know. We're coming from the north. Maybe Danish. We're definitely from the north. At least your name. Norway. Yeah. Epic. I want to go to Norway. I'd like to go to the north of Norway. Also see the fjords on the west coast. Such a beautiful country. Of course, I know nothing really because I've never been living there, but I've been very interested in Norway because I'm really passionate about the Viking Age, and way before there was a show on Vikings. Really passionate about the Scandinavian mythology. You know, the actual mythology. So I was interested by Norway for a long time. The land of explorers. So I'm gonna add a little more blue. The land of explorers. So I'm gonna take some electric blue, I think, to enhance the contrasts. You guys are two out there. There's you and someone else. Someone remaining silent. Okay, so there's one thing I must make sure is that I don't spend too much time. Ah, you're from Brazil. Hello, Quero Varna TV. Oh man, I'll never be able to pronounce that. Anyway, welcome. Hope you've got something to do because I'm rambling on by myself, and mostly painting and taking an awful amount of time doing it. Because I'm very perfectionist and I'm not very fast because I'm not an experienced painter. But I'm basically finishing this this cape right there, and I need another type of blue. I need a blue that is not this deep blue that is this crystal blue. So, what are you doing, Quero Varna TV or something like that? I can show you some Vestfold. Yeah, Vestfold is like the south of Norway, if I'm correct. Where you live, lots of Viking stuff. Yeah, definitely. Many explorers came from Vestfold. I think Vestfold was one of the most developed zone of Norway. South of Norway was one of the most developed with many big cities. Yeah. Most kings of Norway came from Vestfold, more or less, I think. A bit south of Oslo. Yeah. Yeah. I know my geography a little bit because obviously of the fact that I was interested in Viking culture. I even started a comic book and an RPG. Well, not really an RPG, a tabletop game on Vikings. And also, I started 2 comic books, but never ended up finishing them. Hi. Oh, hey, Victoria. Well, I'm still painting, you know, and I'm painting this dude. Maybe you were there last time also. So I just managed to paint it further off screen, and I'm just, you know, I'm almost finished. So right there, I'm finishing the cape, but it's almost done, and I'm gonna do some other minor details. But yeah, it's almost finished. I'll probably completely finish it off screen. Maybe I'll take another miniature to make something more fun. If you guys are bored, tell me. Maybe I'll change after a while. Anyway, just, you know, stay as long as you want, and when you have to go, go to sleep. You know, don't deprive yourself of sleep for the live. You know, I'm just standing here rambling by myself and painting. That's I'm able to stay in contact with you guys. Since I don't post any videos lately, it's, you know, it's still nice. It's still a good idea, I think. So where is it? It's the stuff. Hi, professional. Oh, you're a professional asshole? Well, bonjour. Are you actually French, or just did you introduce yourself in French? Because, yeah, I think you all guys know it, but I'm actually French. I'm a frog. By the way, eating frogs is so, it's almost like a legend now. No one eats frog legs in France. It's like more of a, not even traditional, but historic sort of meal. I mean, there are some fancy places that do frog legs, but come on, frogs. I think I'm gonna stop with this cape because I'm way too perfectionist. But I think you guys saw that when you saw my videos. I'm perfectionist. Have you tried frogs? Well, actually, I didn't, as probably 98 or 99% of French people. You know, it's really a myth. I mean, the dish does exist, you know, but nobody eats frogs anymore. If you want something that's more common, take snails. Yeah, snails, I've already eaten that. It's actually pretty good when you have a good sauce with it, because it's kind of chewy and doesn't really have much taste, but it's not bad. But no, frogs, it's really it's more of an urban legend. Even if the dish does exist, you'll find very few places in France where you can actually get served with. But then again, I'm no expert, you know. So no, haven't tried frogs. I guess it must be okay. I mean, why should it be? I don't think it's bad tasting. No, but never tried. And you, what's the weirdest thing you've ever tried? Me, it's definitely not that. What's the weirdest thing I've eaten? I don't know. I think I've tried crocodile once. It was fuck. It wasn't good. It really wasn't good. But yeah. Anyway, it's not as if you delicious dishes in France you can eat before eating frogs. Come on. We've got everything that's good here. Cheese. Oh. Okay. It's not fully done. I'm not 100% happy with the cloak. I don't know why. I think I tried to emphasize the highlights, but it's a little too strong. But it looks a little better in real life than on screen, as it appears. It's a little less contrast. But I didn't want the cloak to be too bright, but I didn't want it to be obviously too. I want the highlights to stand out, and I'm not 100% happy because I want him to be mostly dark with dark clothes, but I didn't want the cloak to be the same color than the tunic. That is like a sort of velvet red, or not purple. What's the color? Bordeaux. Wine color. But I didn't want the cape to be exactly the same color, and I didn't want it black. So, because I put some black on the horse. But I put black on the horse on the head like this to give him a frightening appearance. He looks a little bit like an executioner. And I chose this kind of pattern of colors just to break it, because obviously if he was entirely black it would be a bit boring, I think. So I'm gonna do some highlights. I did already some highlights on the dark part, as you can see, on the head. But I'm gonna do a slight highlight also on the yellowish part. Yeah, south of France is cool. It's great. That's where my family lives. Ouais, je suis parisien, ouais. Non, enfin, je suis pas parisien, j'habite à Paris. J'habite à Paris depuis un moment, mais je suis pas parisien. Je suis du sud aussi. Ok. Je pense qu'à force de rester à Paris, on finit par devenir un peu parisien. On va essayer de garder le meilleur des deux mondes. So there's some French on the chat, so I'm probably gonna respond in French to him, but I'll stay English with you guys. Aussi, t'es du sud? Tu viens d'où? Enfin, quand je dis du sud, je viens du sud, mais c'est pas Marseille, moi. Enfin, si, c'est le sud. Je suis né à Foix. Donc on fait pas beaucoup plus dans le sud en matière de ville française. Mais après, je suis né là, mais je suis resté plutôt dans le sud, du côté de Toulouse, enfin Ariège, Tarn, quoi. I'm gonna put some like white highlights there, because I want this part to stand out on the front. Ah, t'es Vaucluse? Okay. Okay, so what am I gonna take? So I'm not gonna take skeleton bone. I'm gonna take mate white or mummy robes. Mate white. I'm gonna take mate white. Vallon d'Avignon. Ouais, je connais. Avignon. Enfin bah je connais pas bien, hein. J'ai déjà été. Mais bon. Alors. Let's put on some highlights. But it's always funny to hear some French crafters out there. Obviously, there are many Canadians, but Du coup, toi, tu m'as trouvé directement sur YouTube ou plutôt sur un Crafters Guild aussi sur Facebook? Parce que j'ai beaucoup d'abonnés qui viennent de là. So as I said, most of my French subs, and I don't have many. I think they come from Canada, you know, Quebec and stuff. But I've got some French peeps too. Of course, being able to speak in English is a major advantage to be able to access and to address to a larger audience. Obviously. I'm just emphasizing the under there. I'm not sure you're gonna see it properly because I'll make it clearer. And yeah, if you're popping by and watching the stream, don't hesitate to tell me what you're doing if you're crafting. I'm interested. Or painting, by the way. Or asking me questions if you want to ask something about the channel. I don't know. Do not hesitate. Painting miniatures is so relaxing. I think I'm gonna emphasize the shadows later with a wash. Because but I'm way too perfectionistic, I guess. I could spend a lot less time on the miniatures I do. Or I could be faster, I think, but haven't painted for 15 years. So, and the last thing I've painted was really bad, so for the paint I had and the tools I had, it wasn't good, but I was a teenager, so I didn't really take time to do things properly. C'est gentil. Merci. Tant mieux. Ouais, t'as plein de chaînes sur YouTube de crafters qui font des trucs vachement cool. Moi, c'est comme ça que j'ai eu l'idée de finalement faire ma chaîne. J'ai regardé toutes ces chaînes, surtout américaines. Après, il y a des anglais aussi. Bon, en fait, il y a toutes les nationalités, mais il n'y a pas beaucoup de français. Il y en a, mais pas beaucoup. Et du coup, déjà, j'ai fabriqué des trucs, quoi. Et puis après, je me suis dit, je sais faire du montage. J'avais trouvé des petites idées à moi, que j'avais pas vu ailleurs. Je me suis dit, pourquoi pas, je vais lancer ça comme un pavé dans la mare et on va voir ce que ça donne. Puis il y a eu du retour quand même. Puis je me suis inscrit sur Facebook à une communauté qui s'appelle Tabletop Crafters Guild. Je te le conseille vraiment, si tu y es pas. Et c'est plein de crafters qui mettent des photos de leurs travaux. Et du coup, j'ai mis mes vidéos en lien, quoi, et ça m'a fait venir plein de gens, évidemment, comme je faisais ça en anglais. So, Sander. Mod Podge and glue? I don't know, actually. I'm new to the craft as well, Sander. So I bought some Mod Podge by ordering it on Amazon, and I use it to seal my work. If you can see, in my early videos, I'm not sealing the works. So I've afterwards started sealing it with Mod Podge, mixing in with with water, of course, to make sure I don't have something too thick. Uh, from what I saw, Mod Podge hardens the craft a lot more than glue. I mean, it depends of the glue you're using, but some glue will harden and kind of protect, give a coat of protection. But Mod Podge is more or less made for it. It's made to really seal it. It's a sealant. It's kind of it's a mix between some kind of varnish and glue. And most glue, even if you can use them as a sort of varnish, well, they're not meant for it. So you could really use some glue, but you must be sure of. You can make some tests. If you have some clear glue or some white glue, you can mix them and see the effect on some terrain, some pieces you've painted, like test pieces. The first one I coated was with glue, with clear glue. I used, and I don't even know which brand it was because I just used a bottle of glue my girlfriend wasn't using. So, and it worked as a sealant, but it was less solid, less hard than Mod Podge. So I bought some Mod Podge. But actually, I did a mistake because I bought two types of Mod Podge. I bought the classic Mod Podge. So where is it? Wait. So that's, yeah, this one. It's the Mates. And I bought two other bottles, but of hard Mod Podge because I wanted something really hard. I wanted to harden the tower you probably saw in my one of my vids. And I bought two of these ones. They look and they're harder. They're really meant for exterior, so it's harder. The problem is it's actually it's not matte. It's kind of shiny, so that sucks because I want something really matte. So I'm mostly using this one, and it's not almost finished, but it's most of it is gone. So I have to buy an other one. Yeah. Wait. Computer just went in sleep mode. Don't know why. Plus glue is glue plus varnish. Yeah, that's it. So hey, I'm neighbor. Hey. So we've got someone from Quebec, if I remember correctly. Si je me rappelle bien, toi tu viens. Oh, mais il y a du monde. Salut Ben Ben. So yeah. Yep. Yeah, so it's glue with varnish. Yeah. I heard the properties of Mod Podge. Yeah, probably. You are better off doing a coat of water down PVA and then completely dry and. Oh, okay. Well, that's some good advice. The times I used Mod Podge watered down, it did work. However, it hardened the craft and it protected it. But you're probably right. I'll buy some. Actually, I have this glue that should work fine. Problem is, I'm not entirely sure it will cure to become transparent, and that kind of bothers me. So I definitely have to run some tests on painted, scraps. But yeah, I'll try, Cat. Thanks for the advice. And I'll try. I'm no expert by any means. I'm just, experimenting, just as you guys. I've started crafting about a year ago, so I'm able to do some stuff because I've got a nice, a fair dexterity, and I've got some cool ideas. But I'm really not that experienced. I'm just testing like you guys, so I'll definitely try that, Cat. Thanks. Okay, so some whites. I'm just gonna make the highlights pop a little bit.
Hey, Stefan.
Wow, there's actually like 7 or 8 people. I won't say it's the bigger stream we had, but we definitely have some people coming in. Of course, most of my subscribers are coming from the States, so I'm not exactly sure what hour it is in the States, but
Look at the contents on d'abord. I've just varying degrees. It will dry
clear. Okay. Well, let's see. There's nothing. It's in French. Right. So the only thing I have is this. And there's nothing else. So, but I'll check this online. I'll find the infos.
Ouais, c'est ça en fait. Il n'y a pas beaucoup de crafters. En fait, il y a sans doute pas mal de crafters français, mais il y a très peu déjà de chaînes qui en produisent. C'est sûr que tu auras un public plus large si tu vises un public anglophone, parce que tu vas parler à la planète entière en fait. C'est ce que moi j'ai fait. Mais après, après, tu fais comme tu le sens, hein. Antoine. Ouais, tu sais quoi, ouais, t'appeler Antoine, ça va être plus simple. Ça va être beaucoup plus simple. Mais tu fais comme tu le sens. Moi, je me suis posé la question, j'ai regardé. Mais en fait, finalement, tous les youtubeurs que je suivais, en fait, qui faisaient du craft, qui m'avaient lancé dedans, qui m'avaient permis de faire des décors, Scotty, Luxap, Jérémy, enfin bref, il y en a plein, vous les connaissez. Bah, ils étaient tous anglophones ou américains, donc je me suis dit, bon, bah, la communauté anglophone est quand même beaucoup plus étendue, quoi. Après, bah, on fait comme tu le sens, hein. Ouais, bah, le groupe Facebook, il est génial. J'y vais tous les jours. J'y vais tous les jours pour regarder ce qui a été fait.
Ok. 8 a.m. West Coast, you say. Okay. So you're an early riser. AM, it's like AM, it's oh, wait, 8 a.m. Yes, it's in the morning, right? I always get these mixed up. You know, AM, PM. I never use them since I'm in France, so I always get them mixed up. So either you're an early riser, but I think it's on the morning. It's in the morning. Mais vas-y Antoine, lance-toi, franchement, français ou je te ferai un petit shout-out avec plaisir. Mais bon après, t'as vu, j'ai pas tant d'abonnés que ça non plus, hein. Je suis pas assez régulier, hein. Je suis trop nouveau dans le game, dans le YouTube game, mais je ferai un petit shout-out. Pas de souci. To build, yeah, that's some serious motivation, Cap. That's cool. So what are you building right now? Yeah, Factor, I went to see your channel. It was cool. Got some nice, some very nice animation there. I love stop motion, but we already talked about it last time.
and I'd actually like to do some stop motion, some serious stop motion for a long time. And I was actually at a point where I wanted to start doing it really, actually, building a scenery and characters, and characters you can move, articulated, like in the movies. And I almost started doing it, and then I started doing medieval combat, and I started playing RPGs again. So way too many interests. At one stage you have to choose, and that's always a bummer.
For the spam.
The spam? What spam? Anyway. I don't know if you guys see properly what I'm doing.
So you work in buildings and terrain by mini painters. Oh yeah, your eyes couldn't do this thing. Well, why couldn't you? Because you're not used, or
You're having actually eye sight problems? Because it's mostly about patience and being. It's also about technique, but I'm not sure I'm the best one to give you advice. But very, I don't know, if you've got very a problem to see, it's obviously it's not gonna be easy to do something. But you can buy pre-painted ones, or But if it's only the use, there are some techniques. First, you got some magnifying glasses you can use. I've got these that were offered to me by my brother-in-law, and they're really nice. I don't use them all the time because they get painful on the nose, and I really only use them for very precise details like faces and stuff like that, like eyes. But you've got some things you can buy, and also it's using the proper brush and setting your hands very stable. Usually I put the underhand fixed, so you're a lot more precise, you see. But yeah, that's just a few techniques. Because obviously, if you use your brush like this, you won't be precise, and if you try to do it in mid-air, you won't be precise. But these are tricks. These aren't tricks, but these are slight techniques you learn while doing them. Yeah, also you can get very good result. You're right, Antoine. You can get very good result just by dry brushing and doing some washes. Obviously, I mean I'm gonna do the eyes on some miniatures, but for many of them these aren't useful. Like this one, look at the detail on the face. I mean, even with only a wash, it would be great. It will give the volumes of the face. You don't really need to add some eyes. You can if you're really precise, but you don't really have to. Besides, the miniature is going to be stand like this on the tabletop. So unless you're someone having a collection and wanted to display them to show how talented you are, if it's just for game, you don't really need to bother with such small details. I'm actually spending a lot more time than I should on these miniatures because I'm a perfectionist. So I'm doing some shades and I want the highlights to be nice and everything. But you don't really need that. You can do very easy paint job, even just color. And yeah, as Antoine said, just put some dry brushing for clearer colors and a wash of dark colors, and there you go, you're set to go. Also, you can also do some paper minis. These are great too. Print them and get them out, and you have your miniatures. Yeah, if you want to erase, if the paint is just settled very very soon, you can add some water on it and just brush on it and take it away. But the miniature paint sticks very very fast, and most of the time you use very low paint each time, so it actually dries nearly on contact. So the other solution is just to add another coat of another layer of paint, just to correct your mistakes. It happens all the time, to me at least. Yeah, yeah, definitely. He's not someone very patient for painting or crafting. But he's amazing. I love his channel. His methods are so great. It's been my honestly, it's probably one of my favorite channels out there on YouTube. You know, hands down, because he's so enthusiastic and he had so many. He helped me to build up stories. You know, the interesting part of the story, what is interesting in gameplay, challenges or simple game mechanics that can render the game super interesting. So yeah, he's definitely great. I still have to buy his book. I always forgot to do it. The index card. I think I'm gonna buy it. Just for support, and also the system looks pretty cool. I like these fast-paced RPGs just as much as complex D&D or role-playing games. So I need to buy. I think everybody understood we're talking about Hankered Fahrenheit from Runehammer, formerly known as Drunkards and Dragons. If you don't know him, find his channel, subscribe, leave the live here and go find his channel, and you'll be in for a ride. Because he's a super entertaining, smart guy, nice guy. And he's fun and clever, What could you ask more? I'm actually doing some shit right now. I'm doing some serious shit. I'm fucking up the miniature. I gotta be a bit more careful. Because I want to do the highlights, but I want to do them properly. I have to wait for it to cure a little bit, I think. Yeah, I think it's pretty cool, yeah. Oh, yeah. Obviously, when you're putting minis, you can't really do Control Z. I also miss drawing. So, might do my next vids could be about drawing some stuff, either live or I don't know. Would you guys care or like if you saw some live drawing or some fast paced videos showing a drawing that is being made? Because I was actually a drawer way before being a miniature painter or crafter. Yeah, live drawing. Moi, je sais pas, Ben, je me suis toujours posé la question en fait. Peut-être, ouais. Mais bon. Ouais, peut-être. Do it, just do it. Ouais, je sais pas, je demande aux autres abonnés. Je suis pas sûr que tu sois 100% représentatif de mon public, Ben. Ah, yes, thanks. Yeah, the short movie. It was just a little side project. It was fun. I won't say it's cheap, but it really could have been done better, but it was mostly done for the sake of, having fun with my brother. But yeah, if you guys haven't seen the video, you can watch, you can go see it. It's called The Reward. What I was more thinking about was some videos of, drawing being made just like you see, but fast forward, so you see a drawing being made. But I'm really rusty drawing because I haven't drawn for quite a long time. But drawing is awesome, so. Craft for the channel, it was me on the. Wow, thanks, man. But I really like to craft, but it's again, I've only started crafting miniatures and terrain for a year or so, so it's actually not my area of expertise. Funny enough, I just I followed some tutorials online, following the craft masters, the main masters, and other videos. And I did some stuff, and I found it was cool, and I created new stuff because I found ideas, and I thought, well, that's nice, and I made videos, but I'm not experienced in any kind. I'm way more experienced in drawing than crafting. But then again, it's been a long time. I haven't drawn anything really. Well, in any case, you guys are free to stay as long as you want. I don't think the live is gonna be very long, but if you guys want to do something, just it was nice to drop and say hi. In any case, and if you guys are crafting or painting on your side, well, cheers. Because I'm not sure this live is very interesting for you guys, but I still wanted to go on record and just to have the opportunity to speak a little bit with you if you wanted. But yeah, it was nice doing the little project during the holiday with my brother, the short movie. Because we like to get creative. Experiment with different media, techniques. I think all you crafters can relate. Trying something you don't know. Trying to get the hang of it. Yeah, go to sleep, Victoria. If it's late. It was nice seeing you. Nice popping by. Take care. Yeah, I will take some pictures when these are done, and I'll put them on the crafting guild. Because I'm actually pretty proud of my work. Shouldn't, maybe, but I'm pretty happy. Actually, I should. It's not bad. So bye, Victoria. And I think I'm probably done with the highlights, the white highlights. I really like how I did the. I don't know if you guys can see it, because my camera isn't the best, but the horse there. I did the highlights on the face, and it looks good. But it's good. It looks way better in real. In real. Well, it actually looks better here than on camera. And I was wondering if I did a very slight dark, either like dark like velvet or something like that, like a little like the coat of the rider on the whole black parts on the horse, because the white parts were looking a little too bright, but I'm not sure. I'm not entirely sure. So tell me what you think, but I'm not sure you can see it pretty well from there where you stand. In any case, I'm wondering. But I'm almost done with the highlights of the coat. And then what I'm gonna do is take care of probably the leather parts and the wooden parts. Positivity and stuff. Yeah, well, both, DM Scotty. Yeah, he's always so enthusiastic. That was so funny when I first discovered his vids. Like, he was giving a tutorial, and at the same time, he was saying, "Oh, I really like it. Oh, it's so neat." That was funny, but yeah, you're definitely right. Positivity is very good. And yeah, you also can find this on the channel of on Hankering's channel, and that's definitely what hooked me up. You got someone that's got the motivation and that's actually taking pleasure in what he's doing, and passion is something you can. The only way to promote a passion and share it is to share it enthusiastically. Of course, it depends also on your character. If you're comfortable being fun and funny. Some people are a little more serious and stuff. I've got my funny moments, but I'm not really much of a funny performer, at least not in English. But I'm not definitely a performer since I'm a teacher, so I'm obviously some kind of performer. You have to. It's a job record, obviously, because you want to catch the attention of the students, and the attention span of a young teenager is very low. So, definitely have to be some kind of performer. I'm actually putting some crap on the miniature. I don't know what it is, but there's some stuff like this is actually kind of pissing me off. What the fuck is this? Wait, I'm going off camera for a sec because something really troubling me. Why do I teach? I'm an art teacher in middle school. So yeah, obviously, drawing and painting and building stuff. It's not the first time I did it, but first time for RPG. I'm gonna stop doing the highlights because I think I'm doing so much highlights. I'm actually either breaking the paint or adding some crap on it because I got some little dirt there. So I'm gonna stop with the massacre. I'm gonna put some ash gray. Yeah, he's like a little boy on Christmas, definitely. Yeah, you gotta smile when watching him. But yeah, it's fun. And yeah, it's very creative. Really doing stuff using really cheap materials, and that's pretty dope because some of us are have the spades or the resources, but some crafters don't really have much resources or much money to buy some very specific tools or materials. So using cardboard and really easy to access stuff is really it's an important thing. This channel is in French you say d'utilité publique. Uh, you understood my point, I guess. Okay, so I'm gonna try to do something pretty precise. Right, to do this I'm gonna go off camera because I must be super precise because I want to see what I'm doing, and I can't put my head in the way of the camera. Teacher of middle school kids. Yeah. Yeah, I'm patient, I guess. I'm actually a lot more patient with kids. Because they are way more, how do you say, challenging and frustrating and tiring than miniatures. You know, miniatures, they don't move. They don't yell everywhere. They're not a danger to themselves. But I'm not always someone very patient. I'm patient for my job, patient for my craft and my art. But, you know, in front of a computer that doesn't work or another piece of equipment, I can lose my temper pretty easily. So I won't say I'm really a patient, I won't say I'm really a patient person. I'm just patient for the important stuff. Quoi? My girlfriend is mocking me right now. Yeah, I'm gonna correct this afterwards. Do you guys are you guys actually able to see it properly? Because if you don't see it properly, I know I had some trouble with the autofocus. So the image is alright. I'm not precise at all. I'm doing crap right now. Oh well. Fuck this. I don't care. Setup looks well. Good. Good, good. Okay. I fucked up a little bit though. So I need to take some matte black and I mixed it with some necromancer cloak, I think. Yes, that's what I used previously. So I'm gonna take very little of it. Just slightly bit of it. No more than so up. There we go. Yeah, so I think I already showed you guys the miniatures I've already painted. Can show you if you want, because this one is painstakingly long to do, because I'm perfectionist. But I can show you some other miniatures if you want, but I think you already saw them. I really need to get faster going, but I really want this one to be cool, because the character is badass. I don't have many ones that are mounted, so I took my time. Charlotte, pourquoi ton ordinateur s'éteint tout le temps? Bah oui, branché, ouais. Je sais pas, il se met en veille tout le temps. Alors. Bon, franchement, on a plus grand chose à faire. Hein. Franchement. Enfin, il y a des détails, quoi, mais... Ouais. Il y a moyen de trop en faire après. Hein. Ok. So, I'm gonna do the horse teeth, I guess. The eye, probably. No, it's way too detailed. I'm gonna do this off camera. I'm gonna do the helmets. I'm gonna do wash on the helmet because I use some silver, and I didn't use the miniature silver because these are always kind of crap. I think they look glossy. They really don't look like actual silver. So I'm using this. Where is it? Where is this? Shit. I don't know where it is. It's so messy. I'm so messy. I don't know where I put it. Where did I put it? Oh, it's right there. It's actual paint with actual, well, a little bit of silver in it, and it gives the actual glow of silver. So it's way better. It doesn't look glittery. Like often I find miniature paints, maybe some very good ones, but often the the silver is gonna look very glittery. And this one isn't that bad, but the other one looks better. And then I'm gonna do a wash, gunmetal wash on it to get in recesses and give it a little darker look. And then I'm gonna end up with a slight dry brush with a very damaged brush to give a scratch effect on the helmet. And it'll look, hopefully it'll look a little cooler. Ça. Évidemment, cet ordinateur ne marche plus. Ouais, c'est bon, c'est bon. Je le relance, mais. Hein? Bah. Ah oui, d'accord. Hey, you specifically. Hey, Nicholas. Your autofocus may be having a problem with that to focus on, maybe. Oh, well, that's not stupid at all. But the problem is, cats, is that I have a huge army of miniatures waiting to be painted. So I should remove them and put the balls instead there. Maybe it will work better, you're right. But I'm afraid that if I put them away, I won't see them every day waiting for me. So maybe I won't be as motivated to paint them. Because I want to paint them. I want them to be painted so I can move on to something else. Okay, so the headgear. So Nicholas, how are you doing? Oops, so I'm gonna take very little of it because I'm gonna make a wash. And what I wanted to do, as I told at the beginning of the stream, is make this ant egg. But it really is because it's a miniature I really want to paint, but I really don't need it for my campaign, so it's useless if I do it. And I have got the like 30 to 50 miniatures I have to paint for the campaign, so I really shouldn't bother painting an ant egg. But I want to try a color pattern I've seen on YouTube. I think it's a mini war game, or I don't know. It's a channel that shows tutorials how to paint. And I saw I wanted to give him a color of some kind of beetle, that is both blue, yellow, red, and green reflections. And I really want to try this on this ant egg. And I don't care if ant eggs aren't that colors, I really don't care. I want to do something special looking like a beetle with reflections. I thought it would be a cool sort of challenge. So I'm currently resisting the urge to paint this one. But as you can see, I've already set him on a sort of pole. So I'm on the verge of doing it, I guess, even if I shouldn't. So let's do this helmet. So very diluted. Maybe it's a little bit too diluted. I must be careful not to put anything on the cloak. It'll give a more aged look. A more iron look.
And for those wondering, I'm using an anvil, a small anvil for holding the miniatures. So it's holding with a magnet, actually.
You just got done with the wall box, well cool. Quick miniature painting, Sonic Sledgehammer Studio. I don't know him. These two miniature painting with Black Magic Ravis to terrain build.
Well, I'll definitely have to check him up.
Okay. Sonic Sledgehammer.
I'll have a look. I'll definitely have a look. And then, as I said, afterwards I'm gonna come back with a slight silver dry brush. But still gonna add a little bit of shadow on there. I mean, you want to put up some contrasts. You know, do like a rusty pattern, like as if it was a martelé, how you call this? Hammered. I'm gonna give it a little battered look. You're right. Maybe if I remove all the rest of the miniature painting, the focus will won't have such a hard time picking up the details of the miniature. I'll do that next time. Okay. I'm gonna do also a wash on the crossbow parts. So I chose for the crossbow to make only the, I don't know how you call this parts, but in French it's l'étrier. It's the part where you put the foot. I used to know how to say this, but I don't remember. I chose only to put this in metal because it's early medieval time. Well, it's 13th century, and mostly crossbows were made out of wood, and only this part was made of metal back then. You know, 12th, 13th century. You could find some iron crossbows, but most of them were made of wood mainly, except this part for the foot, obviously, because you don't want this part to break on the ground.
Have you seen any of Table Trade Media's painting Happy Little Minis? Honestly, I don't know.
I haven't watched that many tutorials concerning painting of miniatures. I did watch some of them. I watched how's it called? The guy looks like a catcher. He speaks like a MMA fighter. You guys know which dude I'm talking about. I just can't find his name. So I watched some of his vids. I watched many tutorials, but I'm not nearly as much as I watched some crafting tutorials. So any good names you're giving me, well, they're very welcome. I'll watch them. Of course, I can only spend as much time watching videos, but I'll definitely have a look, and if something catches my attention, I'll look at it. I've mainly seen some tutorials about wet blending, because it's a very interesting technique that I'm using right now. Well, not right now actually, but I did use it for many miniatures. And thanks, you like the cape? Good, because I'm not entirely convinced with the cape. Actually, I think the head of the of the horse came out a lot better, but I don't think you can see it very well here. But thanks if you like the cape. I can show you other stuff I did. I mean, some doing some shit. How do you say? Un drapé. Well, the cloth is the most funny thing to do. I've done this guy. That's almost done. I have a sort of leather. There's just the sword isn't painted. So there's the leather stuff, and there's also the shield with a slight effect to give a light. It's not finished though, and also the cape that stands out pretty well. Pretty happy with the results, but it's not 100% done. And you know, I did some other stuff. There's this guy is not finished, but I've done the gambizon, the padded armor with light going from the top, stands out a little more. And this one was really fun to do with all the little nooks and crannies, you know, all the details of the. It's not finished also, but the cape is done, I think. And also this, I did several of them. I'm not gonna show you all of them. In any case, I'm pretty happy with the result. The only problem is that I'm way too slow doing them.
Maybe you need something to lick the black, white, and blue color blocks. Maybe dirt.
Yeah, you know what? I think you're right. You're talking about the horse, right? Maybe I'll put some dirt, but honestly, I'm really afraid of fucking it up. Because if I fuck it up, yeah. I don't know. I could have added some dust, but the color in front is way too close to dust. So I could put some like mud, but it will be very approached from the color of the horse. So I'm a bit at a loss. At a loss for what I choose. And also I'm wondering if I could put some little sigils, you know, like I'm thinking maybe 3 sigils here, you know, small details, not very complicated, but small details, and I don't know what to put. Maybe small crosses or the symbol of this guy, the sigil. He's not actually a knight. It's supposed to be a hand. But yeah.
You can use wash or a toothbrush. Yeah, focal potential intensifies. Yep.
I can see what you mean. Of course, I could do this, you know, hiding some part of the craft with I don't know, some kind of paper or something like that, you know. I could, but am I gonna do it? You know, because I've spent way too much time on this. You know what? I'm probably gonna leave it for now. I've done a little more highlights. Yeah, okay, I'm gonna end up the helmet and the tail, at least. I'm gonna do a dark wash on the tail, because I really should.
Well, see you, Sanders. Very welcome. Nice talking to you. And see you later. If you get a minute, can I see what you use for stairs going down for your blocks? I'm failing miserably.
Yeah, sure. Stairs. Shit. Oh, you're very lucky. I've got them right here. At least I've got 2 of them. Now, where is the main block? I don't know. Wait a sec. I'll find it. Where the fuck it? Where did I put it?
No, it's not there. Because I got these two. But there's one piece missing. I've got this. It's actually several layers. But I'm sure you can do a better version. You got several layers of, foam board. And they're glued together. And underneath I've, cut space and I've put a washer to weight it down a little bit, and you can put it the way you want. But I've got another piece that you can put in the middle. Well, if you want a better technique, actually it could work. Yeah, more or less. If you haven't, really go watch Jeremy from Black Magic Craft. He did a vid on a modular system inspired by one of the crafters on the crafting guild. It's a modular system that allows you to build blocks out of just this way, but just it's better done. Might consider doing this. I'm considering doing one set of my own. So go watch his video for stairs, because it'll be useful to do stairs. It'll be useful to do blocks, to do stuff, to do many types of stairs or sort of bridges. Also, you can do with them. So go watch this video. It really looks good, and I think I'm gonna use it and do another set of stairs, because I've only done these two and a metal block. It's not enough for a tabletop game, so I'm gonna probably craft the others, really following the principles, but they probably won't be the same scale that he did. I'm still doing on smaller scale because I'm going for something a little more historic, a little less fantasy. So I'm gonna go for a little smaller scale, but I'm gonna use this technique, so there won't be any washers down. Maybe I'll put something inside. I'll find a way to have some weight. But go watch his video. What about going down? Oh yeah, well, for going down, honestly, I haven't done it. I think I still have to do it. Honestly, if I were you, I would just, when you have your two floors. Let's say they're on the top floor. You just put a stair going up. It can be an actual stair like this one, or curling, going up round, and just draw. That's at least what I'm gonna do, is draw trompe-l'œil. Something imitating stairs going down, and they go down. You just remove the upper floor, and then you have an actual staircase down, and they can go down. That's at least how I'm gonna play it. At least you can see on his New Brains video. The stairs going down, you mean, Antoine? Maybe, I don't know. Guys, I don't know what I'm gonna do, because I still wanted to finish something, did I? I'm procrastinating right now. It's a shame. It's a shame. Oh yeah, the wash. I wanted to do a wash. That's right. I'm gonna take a black wash, I guess. Yeah, maybe. Maybe not. Do the base. Ouais, je fasse la base, je sais. Mais faut que je colle des cailloux. Bah vas-y, je vais faire ça. Attends, je vais juste faire la wash déjà. Juste faire le wash. Ensuite, je vais m'occuper, ouais, t'as raison, de la base. Et pour la base, il faut que je colle... Faut que je colle des cailloux. Avant de peindre. Bah non, en fait, je pourrais peindre avant. Je suis con. Ouais, je peindre avant. Attends. Où est le noir? Where's the black? I'm gonna take this. What do you use as a varnish? For the miniatures, for now, nothing. And it's gonna change, because it's very bad idea not to put anything. I'm gonna use. I have small thing like that of varnish, but it's actually glossy or satin, and I want something matte, so I have to buy it. So these are being painted, but they're not being used right now. So, but I definitely have to paint it up, to varnish it before playing with it. So I don't use any varnish for the miniatures for now. I will soon. Just bear in mind I haven't been using miniatures for a very long time, so I've crafted some terrain. Used also some paper miniatures or some unpainted miniatures while playing. And I've used a few just the painted miniatures of my players that were varnished for a few games, but they were careful. I told them to be fucking careful because I spent hours painting them, so they were careful. But I definitely have to varnish them. And I don't know what I'm gonna use, but I think it will be the same brand that the other varnish I have, because it's made for miniatures. Yes, don't worry. I'm gonna use varnish. I won't be using any of these miniatures before varnishing them. Don't worry. I won't do the mistake. I promise. Promise. Okay, so I'm gonna paint the base in brown. Oak brown, I guess. Then I'll do some brushes, and I'm gonna put some static grass afterwards and some pebbles and stuff. Yeah. In any case, Antoine, we're gonna end this pretty soon because I'm procrastinating more and more. So I'm gonna end the stream, and I'm probably gonna paint a little more or stop doing something else. In any case, so I'm gonna continue for a few minutes, but it was nice seeing you. See you around, and probably around another video, either a live stream or something else. See you. I'm just putting some generic brown down there. Of course, I'm gonna do some shades and some washes and dry brush, I think. But I'm going from some generic brown filling. I could use another brush, but why bother? In any case, I think it's the first time most of you that I see on the live stream. Not all of you, but some of you I didn't see before. So I don't know if I'm gonna make many other streams like this, because obviously it's not that interesting, I think, for you. But it gives me the opportunity to speaking with you a little bit. It's always nice. And as I told you, I don't really have time lately to do some or really the urge also to do some tutorials. So still, it permits me to it allows me to speak a little bit with my subscribers, I guess. So And how did Nicholas? You told me you finished the walls. So what did you do to weight them down? Because you told me these were too light. You really like the live stream format? Cool. Yeah, I know, but it's, how can I say? I never know in advance if I will be able to do a live stream, if I will be able to come paint. I know it's it's also the case for my videos. I mean, they're not that good, and the best way to get visibility is to post always the same days. To have regularity, and I think the same goes for the live stream. But I'm not always sure I can dedicate the same time to do something. So, see, normally I should be at work right now. Exceptionally, I'm free, so I do thing. But okay, but nice to hear you like this format. I think it's way less interesting for crafters, young crafters looking for techniques and tutorials. I mean, obviously, but we do get a chance to speak to each other. So I think I'm gonna continue doing these from time to time. But I really don't consider myself as a proper teacher for miniature painting. My setup isn't good, so really it was mostly for painting my stuff and talking to you guys and hanging out. But I'm happy to hear you like this format, but it's more filler for the lack of tutorials slash opportunity to speak with some of you guys, to hang out. But it's not really. I'm not sure it's the most important, interesting feed if you want to try crafting or learn techniques. So I'll still do some of them from time to time, but if I start crafting tutorials, I think it will be more beneficent for crafters. You know. I don't weigh them down at all. Are you sleeping? Oh, okay, okay. Well, it mustn't be you. Another subscriber told me it was good, but a little too light, and that he wanted to try something to get more weight on the blocks. Mine were heavy enough, but the next one I think I'll do. I maybe weigh them down a little bit. I don't know with what. Maybe sand. I'll find a way. But I'm making fronts and different roofs. Well, that's great, man. If you do buzz them out, don't forget, put my name, tag me. So, because I watch the Tabletop Crafter Guild every day, but there are so many posts that sometimes I can't scroll down to see everything. So if you do something, please, put a comment in it and tag me. So I'll see the results. So you're making shop fronts? Wow, that's cool. That's cool. And different roofs. So you're building the whole sets. Okay, so guys, I think I'm gonna stop there because I'm not feeling. I don't really feel like I want to advance, and I'm probably gonna change miniature. This one isn't finished, but I need a little change. And all the others I'll still have to do. I still have to do many of these villagers and stuff. I've started them, but they're not finished. There's only the base colors, and I really wanna, finish them. There's so many miniatures right there I have to finish. I wonder where my bar wench went. Where is it? Oh, she's hidden behind. Yeah, I have to do this one too. You know. So I'll probably stop spending that much time on one miniature, even if it looks good. Even if it isn't finished, it looks good. I mean, look, the highlights are pretty cool. If you see the highlights so well, it really isn't the light here, it's the work of highlights I did. It's maybe even a little bit too strong on some places. So I'm probably gonna add a little wash some places, maybe a little there. It's a bit too bright, but it looks pretty good. And I'm gonna add some shadows in this part here also. It will stay more crisp. I still got to do the details on the crossbow, the details on the face, a scratch effect on the helmets with silver. Obviously, I'm gonna do the highlights a little better on the horse. I need to do the teeth, I need to do the leather parts, but I think it'll be faster if I do it actually off live stream. And I'm gonna do the base. And I think most of it will be good then. You know, a little dry brush on the tail also. It'll be nice. And then I'll do the other ones. And then I'll be done, hopefully. And I'll be able to play more games and make more tutorials. Yeah. Anyway, I'm gonna stop the live stream. So thanks to all of you guys. It's been half an hour. No, 1 hour and a half, I mean. So see you, bye Nicholas. See you, all of you guys, some other day. Take care and stay crafty. Goodbye. Yeah, see you next time. So here's the... I won't manage to... Doesn't wanna... Yeah, having a hard time picking up the details. Anyway, thanks for your attention, guys. See you later. Bye.